Welcome on in, guys. Three bold takes, and we are back with Bowl Mania this year. We do this every single year. Link is in the description to join. Winner will receive a free Champions Three Bold Takes t-shirt courtesy of the guys over here at Three Bold Takes. But before we get into it, we are sponsored by SeatGeek, so use our discount code 3BoldTakes at checkout to get $20 off your first purchase. We are looking to go to a couple of bowl games. We will definitely be using SeatGeeks. You guys should too. It'll show you what's a good deal, what's a bad deal, and should save you a little bit of money off the top.
Welcome in, guys, and let's just get straight to it. We are talking the national championship game between Ohio State, Notre Dame. They come out victorious. Notre Dame, a win over Penn State 27-24, and then Ohio State beating up on Texas 28-14 over in Atlanta, Georgia, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Both of these northern teams coming south, guys, on January 20th at 6:30 p.m. What is more exciting than the national championship game? Freddie, you look like you're eager. Come on, man. Talk to me.
Well, the spread on this game, I just want to go over real quick, is 8.5 in Ohio State's favor. Over-under's 45.5. The spread opened at 9.5. It's since been betted down to 8.5. I think Ohio State wins the national championship. As bad as I hate, oh my goodness, as much as I hate to say that, because I do not like Ryan Day. I love Notre Dame. Riley Leonard. Hey, you got to cheer for my cousin. Okay, he's not really my cousin, but we have the same last name for those that don't know. So I'm going to be cheering hard for him. I love the guy. I love his character. And I love Marcus Freeman and what Notre Dame has been this year. They're a great story, and I think Marcus Freeman is a great story as well as being such a young head coach, very well spoken. He's not very prideful. He just has all the characteristics of being a great head coach and a great, program builder and tradition keeper. So I love Notre Dame, but I don't think that they're a very good match for Ohio State here. Ohio State has so many playmakers all over the field, at receiver, at running back, on the defensive side. I mean, I don't really see a flaw with Ohio State besides play calling. And I think that that's shown throughout the course of the year, that when Chip Kelly gets very conservative is when they lose ball games and when they try to play like the team they're playing. When they played Michigan and got beat, they weren't playing Ohio State football. They were trying to line up and play Michigan football against Michigan, and you can't do that. Since then, Ohio State has actually started to play their brand of football, actually be able to use their playmakers and weapons on the outside as well as running backs. So I think Ohio State's going to win. Just because it's the national title, I'm going to, just out of my own hopefulness, I guess, say they're not going to cover the 8.5. I'm going to be cheering for Notre Dame in this game, but I think as a prediction that Ohio State is going to win. Notre Dame's defensive line's banged up. Their offensive line is banged up from the game against Penn State. There's a lot of gaps and holes that I think Ohio State is going to be able to get through.
Yeah, let me start with this. Shout out to Marcus Freeman, first African American coach to make it to a national title game. That's a huge, huge deal. And more importantly, I want to thank them for beating Penn State. That way I'm not stuck here picking the losing team for the national title, because in our Penn State Notre Dame prediction, I said I will pick them to win the Natty if they somehow get past Notre Dame. So thank goodness for that. That being said, Ohio State's winning this game. They're covering the spread. I got them by 17 points. Let me explain why. They've covered the spread in every single game so far in this playoff, pretty handedly outside of the Texas game. Notre Dame's going to try to win this game by playing all three sides of the ball type football. They're going to try to win with special teams, which I think they have a huge edge over Ohio State in that regard. But outside of that, establishing the run against Ohio State's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you that right now. You watch Texas down inside, that they literally tried to do anything but run the ball up the middle, even though it was first and goal at the 1 yard line, because they knew running the ball up the middle for 1 yard against Ohio State is an impossible task. All right. Secondly, when you flip sides to the other side of the ball, Notre Dame's lived on the defensive side by forcing turnovers. And for all their credit, Ohio State does not really do that. They make sure they hold on to the ball when they have the ball on the offensive side. They did make a couple turnover issues when they played Michigan, but outside of that game, they've been pretty sound at protecting the ball. So pretty much everything Notre Dame relies on to win, Ohio State shuts down. They're not going to turn the ball over when they have it, and they're not going to let you establish a run game to build Riley Leonard's passing and running attack from the quarterback position. Not to mention Notre Dame, man, they're just so banged up, and I just don't see them matching up against all of that talent on the other side of the ball. And the last thing I'm going to do here is shout out Jack Sawyer for what is single-handedly the coolest play I have seen in a football game in a very long time. I've been saying this ever since I saw it. I cannot stop thinking about it. 92-yard forced fumble, sack, scoop, score, touchdown to seal the game. Amazing play. Yep. I will cede the rest of my time to Chase.
Yeah, no, it was a wonderful play. Jack Sawyer is one of my highlighted guys. I can't wait to see where he goes in the draft. He's just a phenomenal player, just a smell of like TJ Watt, Joey Bosa type guy. And that's not because of his skin color. I'll throw that out there right now. But it's just the way he plays, some tenacity. But anyway, I thought Texas played it was kind of funny to me that Ohio State did not put up the points that they had in the first two games. I thought they would against Texas. Texas played extremely sound. They just couldn't get their offense going, and I think that's more on Quinn Ewers than anything. I think there were a couple drops by the receivers that could have been made, but overall, I think Quinn Ewers just did not help out that offense as much as he could have. But one thing that was really interesting to watch was how they covered Jeremiah Smith for Ohio State, and I think that's why Ohio State was not able to put up the points that they typically did. Jeremiah Smith at points were having three guys bracketed around him, safety over top, linebacker shaded over, and then a corner on the outside, where he didn't have many catches in this game, which was, not letting the score get. Like Texas was in it until what Quinn just mentioned, the Jack Sawyer scoop and score. So they had a shot to go and to get back into it and to potentially tie the game. But Ohio State made the play when it mattered most. The Notre Dame, on the other hand, just absolutely resilient. Special teams in the Georgia game to help win the game. Then your defense comes up big and makes Penn State look like the fraud that they are on national television, which was just so sweet to see. Even when your offense was not able to get it fully done, I think that's a big thing. But your defense showing up. And I think this is a very interesting matchup because I think Notre Dame and Penn State are a very similar team, in my opinion, the way that they play. I think they're very strong defensive units. They like to run the ball as much as they can and then have the quarterback, more Notre Dame than Penn State, but have the quarterback be able to use a lot of read option, easy passes to get him going. And Ohio, it's just like thinking of Ohio State as like just steroids. That's the first word that comes to mind. Their defense is on steroids. Their offense is on steroids. And it's probably because of the billions of dollars that have been pushed through that football program to make it feel like steroids. But I'm feeling Notre Dame. I really am. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with Notre Dame. I really think Notre Dame can get it done. They've done it with their special teams. They've done it with their defense. I think they get it done with their offense this time. If you look at all three people that Ohio State's played in the playoffs, all quarterbacks are pass first. They're not really read option guys, and they don't really have strong running units, except for Tennessee. But Tennessee was one of the worst road teams this season in college football. You got a really sound run game in Notre Dame. You have a dual threat quarterback that, it's not Lamar Jackson, but goodness gracious, you have to respect Riley Leonard just a little bit when he fakes that read. And so I think they get it done. It's going to be one of those, it's going to be an ugly game again, kind of like Penn State's. Like you're going to have to make some plays on every side of the ball. Like Quinn mentioned, the special teams unit is at an advantage here against Ohio State. It's going to be really rough. But as long as Notre Dame lingers in this game, there's a legitimate shot that they win. Now, if Ohio State jumps out 3 touchdowns, don't text me, don't call me, please. But I really do think Notre Dame hangs around and ends up getting it done with a major play at the back end from Riley Leonard to win the national championship.
Dude, I hope that Notre Dame wins, and I'm going to be cheering right along with you. I really, really am. But I don't think they will.
Let me ask you this. If they do get it done, because again, I don't think they have a shot. I think they lose bad. But if they win, is that it for Ryan Day? Is he gone?
Could be.
Yeah, I think you gotta pull up the Uber, get him in there, and just say, you know what, anywhere else. Go to Michigan and coach. Go to where Penn State and coach. It doesn't matter. Any of the rivals, because I just don't think any of pluck him from this team, put him somewhere else. Is that team an automatic top 25, automatic contender, automatic play? Like, he doesn't do anything as a coach. He's been gifted over and over and over again, and he just cannot get it done. And you don't get it done here. Like, he had Urban Meyer's talent, didn't win in the national championship. You lose 4 straight to your rival. Yeah, because he's played in the national championship twice now. This is the third time.
This is only the second. The first time was Alabama in 2020.
Okay, yeah. So you've just been gifted everything, and you can't do anything with it. Born on third base will just continue to live in the head of mine from Jim Harbaugh, because it's the truth.
Yeah.
Golly. Yeah. Man, I'll say this, and we talked on it, and this will be my last point here. We talked on it just a little bit when we talked Notre Dame, Penn State. But if Notre Dame does get this done, that's a $20 million pot that goes straight to them, split to no one else, just their money.
Well, it's $20 million for just playing in the national championship.
In it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not winning it. Do they get anything for winning it? Is that another thing? They get another?
If they were in a conference, I think they would get a conference bonus, but I don't know. I think they just get the full lump sum.
Okay. No, yeah. So they already have the $20 million, which is insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they've accumulated $34 million between the last 2 games. Insane. Good time to be an Irish right now, fighting Irish. But guys, we'd love to hear what you have to say on this one. Ohio State, Notre Dame, just a weird road to get here. A cool year to watch the 12-team playoff, and super excited for this one on January 20th at 6:30 p.m. Make sure to let us know who you guys choose for 3 bold takes. Freddie, Chase, and Quinn, we're out.